Hello, I'm here with Tania Valenzuela. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How about you?
That's great to hear. I'm doing fine as well. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about your Hispanic roots and your culture. Um, I'm really excited to dive into some of these questions with you. And the first thing I want to ask you is what do you identify as the most important or distinct practices of your culture?
Well, we have one that is very important to us as Mexicans, and that is the Day of the Dead. So it is for us to celebrate the day of our loved ones that have departed. So, you know how in other countries they have the Halloween tradition. So for us, it is not that, but I will say it's more important. For what we feel like celebrating the dead is the Dia de los Muertos in Mexico, and it's November 1st and 2nd. So we go to the cemetery, we bring food, that whatever dish or meal that our loved ones love the most while they were here on earth with us. So we cook that for them. We bring it to the cemetery. We bring them music. We sing songs that they used to love, and yeah, that's what we do. That we bring flowers, and we just sit there for a while. And another one is the quinceañera, which is another uh, important thing in our culture in Mexico. Is when a young girl merges into a young adult. And so it's a big party with chambelanes that dance with a girl, with a young girl. So it's a family gathering. We invite the most important people for that one girl in specific. And so yeah, it's just a big celebration with family, and just like the girl wears this huge dress, and it's a big kind of like a wedding, but it's not a wedding, but it's just like when the girls turn 15, and it's for the females, not really for the males.
Amazing. So it definitely seems like family plays a central role in your guys' community and culture.
Oh, big time.
That's great to hear. And moving on to the next question here. How are gender roles addressed in your culture?
Well, in my country, I'm from Mexico, so back in the day, women in general, their basic role was to just stay home and take care of their kids, cook, clean, and that was about it. And the male will just go out and work and bring food to the table. But things and times have changed. Now women are able to get more opportunities. They get to go to university, they get to go to whatever, finish high school, go to college, get a career, and be able to do something else rather, or besides just taking care of the house and the kids. So it's not like it has changed totally. I mean, still there's a lot of people that still think that women should still stay home and take care of their houses and their homes and their kids. But it's still a little. We're working for a better culture where women can just be equal to men, but still a little hard for women, but definitely better than years before, like decades. So we're working on it.
Yes, definitely sounds like a very progressive shift for gender equality, marking a little bit of a significant evolution from the past norms. So that's great to hear. And now I want to move into our next question. How is social power, authority, or social roles in a hierarchy expressed in your culture?
Well, based on my experience and me growing up in Mexico, my country, back in the day when I'm just thinking about the way I was raised with my grandparents. I mean, they teach you morals. The respect to others and anyone around you, not just older people. But it's very, very strong, and they just don't play around with disrespect. So you learn the hard way, meaning you get punished, you get probably la chancla. But no, I mean, I learned the good way and the bad ways at sometimes, but it is good, it makes you a better person and a better human. And that is the way that one day you want to raise your own family, your own kids, and you hope that those kids will follow the pattern in their future lives. Also, in my country, it's like 99.9 Catholicism. So I was raised and grew up in a Catholic private school. So, yeah, the way that you grow up in that environment is very positive, and there is less chances of failure in your life in the future if you follow what is right, and that's what they teach you. So yeah, you're not gonna be perfect, but you learn how to respect, and by doing that, people respect you as well. So yeah.
That's great. That's a great way to put it, and definitely admire the respect that is taught from a young age, for sure. And it's definitely amazing to know how much of the population in Hispanic culture is Catholic. That's great to
Exactly,
hear.
yeah.
All right, Tanya. Here is the last question for this interview, and we'll wrap up with this final one. But I want to know, what is the role of honor and shame in your culture, and are honor and pride and dishonor and shame important concepts in your culture?
Yeah, as an example here, honor in my culture is very important. Once you do not, what I'm trying to say is not, it just doesn't focus on you as a person, as an individual. It focus on everybody around you, not just your family, but people around your family. It's a big deal. Has a family, you making a mistake or doing the wrong thing, you can lose your family's approval, your family's respect, and your family's trust. So you do not want to get to any of those, because getting the trust back is almost impossible. I could say that two examples in my culture will be causing shame to the family, and others are close to your family will be like, in my culture, will be not attending to college. As a family, your mom and your dad want to do above and beyond to make you do that, because nobody's rich. So you gotta build your future. And a dad especially, will always tell you, "This is all I can do for you, and I can send you to college, and then you can fight for yourself and your future, and build your life, and be able to provide for yourself." When you don't do that, you don't take advantage of that. That is a big disrespect to your family, to your parents especially. And another one will be women, unfortunately, having kids out of marriage. That is one of the biggest shameful things in my culture. Unfortunately, things you will think that things will change, but up to this day, people still think the same, and they will point at you, and it is just not what you want. So it still happens, and those women have to deal with that, with the shame, for the rest of their lives. But yeah, those could be some points to that.
Well, thank you for making me aware of some of those, some of the conversations about honor and trust. That definitely kind of opens up my eyes to see a little bit into more Hispanic culture and a Hispanic lens, so to speak. Definitely didn't know that some of those topics of conversation were things that were things that could lose family's honor, and I didn't know that it was all tied together as more outside of just the individual, and together as a family honor, and not just your family, everybody around you as a whole. And that's definitely pretty cool to see, really, that it's not just you, but you're impacting people around you, which is it's a cool thing to kind of think about. And we don't see that all the time here in American culture, and that's where it kind of differs. So it's nice to see someone else's point of view and your perspective, and it was great to see some of your perspective on these things and topics of conversation. I'm really glad I got to see that. It was great to talk with you, Tanya. I'm glad that you
Thank you
took
so
the time
much.
out of your day to
Thank you
speak
so
with
much.
me.
I'm glad I was able to help you.
For sure, and I appreciate that. But yeah, again, thank you so much for your time. And that'll really wrap up the interview. So again, thank you.
Thank
And
you. Thank you.
we'll wrap it up. See you guys.
Bye.